Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Whole Division podcast. This is season 2. Man, in fact, what episode is it?
Season 2, episode 1.
She's like my PA, innit? Season 2, episode 1. And we are back again. Happy New Year to you all. We are back. First episode of 2022. How many of you have said 2021 like 100 times this year so far?
Not me, Sticky.
No. Lies. All lies. Anyway, we are back again. And if you don't know, this is what we do, right? We do 2 topics. We call the first one a serious topic. Then we have the fun topic. And in between there, we have banter. And we have me and Salt and Carl as well along the way, all right? So that's what the plan is for the next hour or so. That's right, Carl. I'm coming for you today.
Bring it on, shitlocks.
Before I introduce everyone, right? Let me let you know the topics first of all so I can marinate while I introduce everyone. So the first topic is 2022 so far, right? We're talking about, should we monitor our children's messages and social media accounts? Topic number 2, how did you learn about sex? Yeah, there we go. Sip that tea, Milan. Sip that tea. Anyway, we are joined, of course, by the Old Division podcast first lady, Miss Chitty. Miss Chitty Bang Bang.
Hi, guys. It's January. Very long month. Don't like it. Happy 2022. Namaste. And peace, love, and all that good stuff.
If we can do actions, that first episode, why not? We're also doing our very own banter bringer, Miss Milan, Miss Millie Rock.
Hey, guys.
Really moves.
Looking different with her black lipstick this week. Oh, yes.
It's not black.
Oh, it's purple. Oh, sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, good Lord. Blow us a kiss. Give us a kiss.
Yeah, no, sorry. Move on.
We are joined by a man from another time zone, Mr. Carball.
I'm Boris Johnson's new law that he forgot that he made. Hello.
This week we're starting trouble with Carl because we are. Also about a lovely Kaylee K.
You actually called me lovely.
I did.
Are you ill, Stick?
I was, but not anymore.
Oh, okay.
And of course, myself, DJ Sticky Fingers.
That's enough of that one.
Enough of that one, exactly.
The one and only. I mean, we're going to have to find out more, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, again, it's debatable. Brina says, hey, Peely. Brina's also laughing. I think she's laughing at Milan, I'm going to assume. I don't know why, but I'm going to assume Milan. Anyway, topic number 1. Should we monitor our children's messages and social media accounts? Kay, I'm coming to you first. What do you think?
I think it's important, especially because children seem to be getting phones younger and younger now. Like I know a couple of 7-year-olds that have got phones. They don't necessarily have social media, but they're playing on apps and stuff. You don't know if there are chat rooms on there. From a personal point of view, I don't have children yet, but I know that when I do and when they are getting into having an Instagram and getting a Facebook account or whatever is the thing at that point, I wouldn't want to feel like I have to check all the time, but you really do have to be cautious. I have a friend whose daughter was groomed in year 6 of primary school, and inappropriate photos were sent by her to whoever this person ended up being, and they didn't even manage to track down who this person was. It was all done through Kik Messenger and stuff. There's no trace. So experiencing a parent have to go through that, I definitely think that it should be mandatory that if your child has a phone, that you are able to get into it when you need to see what you need to. And it's not for the invasion of their privacy. I don't know whether they could work into it, so if certain terms were searched for, that it would flag up on your phone as a warning. But yeah, 100% support parents who have access to their children's phones. Just because I've seen, obviously, the not so nice side of a child being unmonitored.
I mean, that's definitely not something you really want to hear. It's year 6. I mean, yes, at year 6. I mean, I didn't know what was left from right, to be honest. At year 6, it was like you're 10, right? Year 6, you're 10, 11. You said?
Yeah, like 10, 11 years old. Like, it's yeah.
It's a bit crazy. I mean, to give you a context on this scenario, I think we should put an age on this, right? So again, someone who's year 6. I mean, I don't know if you're an adult why you would want to see a year 6 person, like anything of them. I personally don't understand it. I don't know.
But
to be honest with you,
your mind doesn't work in that way. Like that whole situation, I think there are people who are just sick who do it because it's wrong, but then there are people who are just wired that way, and that's like, it's like the choice of like your sexuality. You don't choose who you're attracted to. Like it clearly for some people is just part of who they are. It doesn't make it right, but like, yeah, why would you want to do that? Like when like smaller children are sexually abused, like it just doesn't make sense.
Well, my thing is, I don't understand. The reason why I don't understand it, because if I want to look at something of an adult nature, right? There's a lot of adult sites we know we can go to where everyone is over the age of 18, isn't it? It's all consented. We already know the different sites, the popular ones as well, the different categories. Take your pick, innit? It's like, hey, do what you need to do after hours, right? So why not just do that? And who are we going to go to next? And again, to bit of context on this, right? Let's just assume the child. We're not going to use year 10 child, year 6 child, sorry, who's 11. Let's say a child who is 15. Because this was put in this context, remember what we were like, all of us at 15, all right? We thought we were grown. We thought we were adults. Yeah, no one could tell us what to do at 15. So we're saying year 10, 15. Come to you, Milan, next. What's your views on this?
Well, seeing as you upped the age, I know someone whose daughter is 15, or she was 15 last year, whatever. And, she's got Snapchat, Instagram, probably Facebook, I don't know. But we found out that she was posting certain things on Snapchat because I know one of my friend's brothers was her age. So they obviously exchanged Snapchats and whatever. And we knew nothing about it. And it wasn't until the boy was like, oh, she posts some really weird stuff. And when we saw it, we were like, what in the world? Like, what makes you think that's okay? And it was just so, I don't know. I do think that parents should have the authority, thank you, so authority to look at their child's phone, especially if they have social media, because like obviously if you post on your Snap story, that's there for the day, but if you're posting to someone, that unless you like save it, that is gone as soon as they open it, they look at it's gone. Do you know what I mean? Like you would never know. So I think what Kaylee said is right. There needs to be somebody out there working on a specific app that parents can have and the children would have, and when certain things pop up, you would get an alert like on your phone. And again, it's not for invading their privacy or seeing, but even it's not even being groomed online by like older people. Do you know what I mean? Like you could be 15 and you're sending your boyfriend nudes. You shouldn't be doing that at 15, especially because boys at that age and girls at that age, they're not mature enough to just appreciate the nude. They're sending it to their friends. Oh look, I've got Amanda to send me and then like Tommy got sent. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know. And how the world is going, Do you know what I mean? Like everything is digital, everything is online. They're even saying we won't actually have like physical cash soon. Do you know what I mean? Like everything will be online. So why can't we have access to like what our kids are on?
That's a good point. But do you know what you say that, right? You know, you mentioned about the app. So you're saying that a parent should have an app to see what the kids are doing. And I chose 15 specifically because, again, just trying to remember what we were like at 15. Yes, we all were like, you know, some of us are close to 40, some of us are close to 30, what have you. But just remember what you were like. We were all like at 15. Now, I think if there was an app that allowed your parents to see what you could do at 15, I'm sure we'd find a way around the parents not seeing what we're doing. There'd have to be an app that you can have.
You can even put a lock on your like WhatsApp. So if your parent eventually got into your phone, there'd be a different password to get into WhatsApp, a different password to get into like Snapchat, do you know what I mean? Everything is password.
Yeah, I know with Apple phones, like, so in the situation of my friend, when she bought her a new phone, I set the phone up so my friend has full parental control on the phone. So she cannot use, like, even down to she can't use certain apps after a certain time of night. Like, say she'd be allowed to say like listen to an ebook, but she can't use like Instagram or anything. She's only allowed to use her phone for a certain amount of time a day. And basically, if she wants to use it more, her mum has to put a code in on her phone for it to be allowed, but she has access to everything on the phone. Like,
even with that though, it goes back to what Sticky says, like you'll find a way around it. Like I remember being that age or around that age, and my mum had confiscated my phone. I just went and got another one. Like, do you know what I mean? I just went and got another one. Like, okay, cool. You can.
I know. The thing is, though,
that was still like a 5-day pass all night.
Yeah. But back then, like, we could buy like a phone for like 20 quid. Like, you can't really get cheap phones now and get on the internet.
You know someone who knows someone who knows someone that can get you a phone. You don't need to go and buy a phone in the shop, trust me. Or your mum's got her old iPhone 6 sitting in the thing, yeah, come, gonna use that. Your friend's brother has got, so, do you know what I mean? Like, there is, like, if you wanted it, you will get it.
Well, so here's the end of the situation. When my mate found out, she took her phone off of her daughter. Her daughter basically battered her mum. Her mum locked herself out of the house, and the daughter was trying to climb out of the living room window to get her phone back. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. As I said before, again, it's slightly different with the scenarios of a person who's in year 6, right? Year 6, because they're 10, you know, so it's 10-year-old you can get around, I suppose. But if you're 15, as I said, you'll find a way. I think my niece or my nephew, I can't remember which one, right, had their phone taken away. What did they do? They used the Kindle or whatever it was. They just used something else. They found another device to use. And like their parents didn't even realize, but they were just in the room using the Wi-Fi, using the other device, as Milan was saying. And that's why I chose 15, because again, 15 is that those 14, 15, those ages where we're mature. Well, we say we're maturing. We are always maturing, but we think we're adults, and we think we know everything. You know, we want our privacy. Is that, you know, what do we do? Brina says I need to be taught all these things. So, okay, I need a tutorial. Carl, coming to you next. What's your views on this? Where do you stand?
I got a couple of things on this. Yeah, they do need to be watched over. They do, because there's a different timescale from when we were younger. Entirely different. I think one valid point that I could probably say, if parents did their utmost best to educate their child to believe their body is a fucking temple and they're worth the innocence, and to, you know, control themselves a bit more and educate their kids. For a start, that would be a better thing. Because you know how all group of kids as well, because you know groups of kids fuck us. End of. If more groups or more individuals within that group were like, what the fuck are you doing that for? That would bring the pressure down of that one child who wants to send whatever nude or whatever they want to do. It just takes those couple in the group to bring that down. So if we morally educated our children a bit better, then I feel like this sort of stance could be brought down a bit. But yeah, in terms of checking over apps and all that shit, I'm sorry about your friend's kids, Kay, but why is she allowed social media at that age for a start? By law, it is 13 minimum. She shouldn't be on there. I don't care what parents.
I completely agree with you. It's like
I don't
pressure.
care with what. Yeah, but I don't care with what child. What parent thinks my child's best, forward thinking, whatever else. There's still a child's mentality. As much as you want to be thinking that yes, they are the best child ever. No, they can easily slip into someone's DMs, as did this, unfortunately. But like, it all comes down to key education. Apple are doing a huge thing with the parenting thing, as you said, Kate, which is so good. And there's not a way around that. So if you would have to like bypass the adult phone in order to get into it, which I think is also good. And also on Apple phones now with, they don't check into your content as such, but if a photo of a child being naked or whatever else flings alarm bells, they can actually report that over, because if you sync your photos through to iCloud and stuff. So there are more security measures being put in place for these instances, which is really good. It needs to be tackled. I don't care if people think you're going into whatever privacy and stuff, but if that's saving a child from being molested or abducted or whatever else, they're making a good stance. But yeah, I'm just going back to educate your kids. If we morally, collectively did this as a nation or as a nation parenting-wide to tell their children that they are worth more than that, then I feel like we could do a bit better.
I'm not that I disagree with what you said, Carl, there, but I'll challenge it slightly for two reasons. So you said that educating our kids, right? So again, there's never going to be an argument to say not to educate your kids, right? So I'm not saying that I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying I don't know if that's the key component, because if you think back, and I chose 15 specifically because I thought, what are we like at 15? And I think growing up as kids, we were always taught things, but we chose otherwise. We chose to do what our friends did. We chose what we saw on TV, videos, whatever. Again, if we had social media back when we were 15, God knows what we would have been doing. And I think, so it's good. It seems like we can say, educate them, but there's so much other things around that, or not necessarily distractions, but there's so much other things that you see and you're influenced by that. What your parents tell you kind of goes out the window. I remember my parents telling me, go to school, be good, blah, blah, blah. School days are your best days. Do you think I was listening to what they were telling me? Mum used to tell me when I got a job, said, make sure you save some money all the time. Do you think I was listening? She was educating me, but I knew best. But I didn't listen. In fact, never that I knew best, I didn't listen because that's what we did as kids, right?
But this is a different generation now. We were climbing up a fucking tree and stuff stick and falling out, or getting a can of white lightning down the streets. It wasn't about who's going to go and go on social media and send their tits, and it's a different generation. It is though.
Yeah, and I
would like to be a kid.
Yeah.
I would like to be a kid now. Fuck that.
No, hell no.
I mean, it's worse now because imagine when we were in school. I say I won't use Milan in this one, but I remember when we were in school, maybe about year 10 around that sort of time, and the first sort of phones came out with like the Motorola's, the big Motorola's, big phone, big aerial, or the Sony
and
Ericsson.
And your 5 text messages from Orange.
Yeah, exactly.
The aerial
exactly. So
I
would not want to be a child nowadays. No.
But now, as you said about Kay's friend's child, kids are having phones much, much younger. Smartphones as well. So it wasn't like the big Motorola. No, I'm sure if you went to a 15-year-old now and said, have you heard of Motorola? Yeah, they probably would never know what you're talking about. Even if it's a Nokia face-off, Nokia 3310. Probably is
Nokia 5210.
52, that's a small one, isn't it?
No, that was like the bigger one with the aerial. The 8310 was the tiny one.
The 83 was.
I got 8310. I have an 8310.
I got an 8310 still as well, Stick.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, so
me and Chitty had every one of them.
Every single one of the latest phones. That's
what I'm saying though. Kids now having all these things younger and younger, so I don't even know how to 10-year-olds having smartphones, and it's not even like it's uncommon. It's the norm. It's the norm. You know what I mean?
But they are still at the end of the day 15. The parents should be putting some sort of restriction on their phone so they can't download certain apps. And that is how it should be. A parent should be allowed to go into their child's phone. Hang on, we need to remember it's their child.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not the case of the child is the parent.
I think at 15 we would have found a way to hide something, find something else.
Yeah, I used to, like my mum always used to take my phone off me and everything.
Yeah,
and
she did.
Used to do the most. My mum was the fucking worst. Did you get me? She was proper strict and that. I found ways around ways. Listen, that shit. I was having a phone, yeah. Like the way I found my way around it, and I was working anyway, so I thought I was bad anyway, so I just used to go buy another phone. Remember, Carl, my little job?
Yep.
I used to go work and that. I'd take the phone, I'll just go buy another one.
Remember when you ran away?
Remember when I ran away? Can we not talk about that on the live? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I did run away.
You did have your rebellious moments. Chiddy was definitely one of those kids that if she needed to get it done.
I had a very, very strict mother. Things weren't too 100% at home. Don't really want to go into that. And I had my reasons for running away. I did run away. I was in the paper. It was all, quite dramatic and everything. But, we move on, and my life is quite great now, and it's made me the person that I am. But, however, I just feel like, 15. I think about when I was 15 and 15-year-olds now. They got way too much opportunity. They got more. I feel like we had it harder. Do you know what I mean? These kids got it easy now, and they really have. So it's just a thing where I think that, like, I've got a 13-year-old, yeah? From the time she's ever had a phone, I'm on that phone. Everything she does, me and her are logged in. I'm mirroring her screen on my phone because, I understand what it's like to be a certain age or whatever. It doesn't matter how good you think your child is. Like, in my eyes, my child's an angel compared to most, but she's still going to have their moments where she's not. You know what I mean? And she's going to do the most. And she might step up and she might chat shit. Do you get me? I found messages on my daughter's phone, and they're not bad, but to me, they're bad because, that's my child, and I don't expect you to be talking a certain way. I don't even want to see a swear word in your messages to your friends. Do you know what I'm saying? So even
Can I say one thing, Chid? Sorry to butt in. The other thing as well, when we were younger to what it is now. So they now have. So when we were younger, predators in general, they weren't accessible. Now they fucking are.
Now they're just
now they are accessible. They can get into any loophole and fucking find you. Whereas
and that's
before,
the thing,
it wasn't like that.
Pretending to be teenagers as well, so they think they're speaking to someone who's like,
over their phones.
Oh, I noticed that you follow like so and so, like say I don't know Justin Bieber's account. Like, oh, I really like Justin Bieber too, and then that's the way they kind of like spark up the conversation, is pretending that there's mutual interest.
That's what they do. I mean, predators were different when we were younger. They were just, you get me, they'd just be there and they'd just chat shit to you in your face and would not care. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas now they're going online. Like, I try my hardest to, I'm sure there's things, that I haven't seen or haven't had access to on my child's phone, but, that phone gets taken away from her in the evening at a certain time. And you don't have it back until you need it back until you go into school or whatever. If she doesn't use it in school, it stays in her bag. They're not allowed their phones in school anyway. It stays in her bag, but she's just got it on her for safekeeping if she needs to contact anyone or whatever. But I do checks on her phone. I'm logged into everything. She's not really a huge fan of social media anyway. She doesn't use it or post or anything. But she's even come to me and shown me things from like her friends have posted, and it's quite scary, like the way they are. And I think that as a parent, you should have access to your child's phone, because you need to know what they're doing, because you know what, they could be out there leading some whole second life that you don't know about. I know there was one girl, and she was in I think she was 12, and she was in a relationship with like a 17-year-old. And all of this was online, and that's because, and if only if her mum or her dad or whatever had monitored her phone, they would have known. And then they want to cry and go on bad and everything. No, but where was you, though? Why were you not checking your child? I just don't understand. Oh, no, my child wouldn't do it. Oh, I can't be bothered. Oh, I ain't got time. Or they, no. You're making your business to log into your child's thing. Yeah, they might go and make a separate account or whatever, this and the other. Luckily now, you know, if my daughter goes and makes another account, because she's done that, you know, they always got that spam account and spam X dot shit and all that. She will go and do that, but as she's making it, I'm getting the notification that she's made another account. So you don't fuck with me as a parent. I'm on it. You know what I mean? I know what you've done before you've done it. So, but
do you think
have to be on your children, but to protect them, and just to know you gotta have that relationship with your child where they can come to you, because you know, nudes, the whole nude thing is so dangerous. And now it's classed as child pornography. It's classed as that. So even if a minor is sending a picture to a minor, still pornography. So
on that, Chids, right? So check this. So you made some valid points in there, right? And I'm trying to counteract them in the sense that I'm not almost challenging them almost to a degree. So, you know, you said that, for example, you take your daughter's phone away from her, right? Here's what I'm trying to say. If it was us back in those days, what would we do? We would do those things before the phone's taken away from us. So you say take it away from the evening. I'm not saying this to you change what you're doing, by the way, right? And that's not my point. I'm just saying that kids, I think, are quite savvy. I think we were savvy-ish as well. I think when we were younger, we were quite savvy because, again, I think the gap between our parents and us was slightly different. And whereas, yes, they were smarter than us, but we knew. So if we had smartphones, for example, they might know how to disable something, but we would know the app to undisable it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
As you said, you might say, "But I'm watching a social media account," but then they might just open another one and a different, login. Do you know what I mean? I know you said that you get the notifications, but I think kids, and I think people, especially if you're 15, you're going to try and find a way around it.
Yeah,
you're going to find a way around
it. And all sorts. They do the most, children. They'll log on anything.
But Stick, I'm going to stop you there, because you also got to think now, the generation where these kids are in their pre-teens, early teens or whatever, the parents aren't old. They're not like where they were when our parents were. The parents now aren't fucking stupid.
No,
so as much as these kids want to believe they're above and they can get around it.
Yeah,
parents aren't stupid.
We ain't not them. Yeah, it's true.
I would. Do you know what? I would almost disagree.
I'm disagreeing what you're saying there.
I agree with you saying. I do agree with you, Carl. Actually, I do 100% agree with you. I just think that we are slick. Yeah, we are. The gap may be closer, but I think they're still slicker. So, like Milan said, right? Milan mentioned.
They think they are.
Man mentioned Snapchat, but think how many different apps there are, and think how many apps you use and are fluent in. So you might use Facebook and you might use Instagram, and you're fluent in those things. But then all the other apps that you're not fluent in. So I said, like Snapchat, I can't use Snapchat. I deleted my Snapchat account because I was like, I can't deal with this. I'm too old for this.
Kate said that her daughter was on. It wasn't even WhatsApp. It was Kick something. What the fuck is that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's
a messenger service.
Kick is a messenger service, but
it's
basically
an encrypted service.
You have like a username. You don't have to put in like your phone number or anything like that. And then, like Carl said, it's encrypted as well. So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
I'm 40 years old. I know about all this shit. Don't come at me, because if I had a kid, your fucking arse ain't moving.
Carl ain't stupid.
Help me some
messages. Help me shit.
PD85 says, I agree. At 15, you always find a way. So you can tell that when she was 15, she was there, doing anyway. Brina Zay's baby says, teenagers will find a way, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't take the necessary precautions, I guess. Inappropriate things are at their fingertips compared to when we were teens. The predators are behind screens in a secret location, KMT. He says, I'm realizing how not tech savvy I am, so I need to upskill and stay on point. And someone says kick, question mark, new to me. I think that's Bruno as well. Again, I never heard of kick until today. I don't know what kick is. So thank you for teaching us what I want.
Kids, yeah. So the other day, my son, he's got a Switch and he's 7. He asked me if he can have like roadblocks or something. Now, normally when I set up an app for him, and it's a kids app, I put in like all of my details because I feel like his details shouldn't be online, don't ask. But then for this one, I thought, do you know what? Let me put in his date of birth to see if his age group is, I didn't know what like roadblocks was. So I was like, let me put in his date of birth to see if he's even allowed this app. And it worked. It come up, it said, you know, it didn't come up with a thing to say you need to be like 16 or over. He was allowed to have it. Cool. So I've downloaded it, put in his details, I've given him his Switch. A week later, I bumped into a parent from a different school that I know anyway, in a shop. And she was talking about her son being on like roadblocks, because in the shop he had like his like Switch, and he was on like roadblocks, and him and like my son are the same age, and he was typing to like his cousin who had roadblocks as well. So I'm like to her, like, is he texting on the Switch? I'm like, you can do that. And she's like, no. He's talking to blah, blah, blah. And like on roadblocks. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, when you have like roadblocks, you have an account and then you can see what everyone else is typing, but you can also type as well and you can talk to people. Oh, when I got home, that got deleted. I didn't even look. I didn't even open the app to check if it was there. I just deleted it. I just thought, no, I can't deal with that at 7. No, like my son can't, okay, he can spell, but you know, you could tell if a 7-year-old is typing. Yeah. I do not have time to go through messages and see, do I think it's a 7-year-old that's typing out these messages, or is it someone pretending to be? I just delete it.
Yeah. No, yeah, but then that parent gave
7-year-old. Why should you be able to talk to people? That doesn't make sense. He's 7. What's he got to talk to people about?
Yeah, it would be more sensible for the app developers to be like, look, if you sign up for this app and you're like over the age of 16, you have access to chat. But if your date of birth is under a certain age, you automatically just can't see that.
No. 7-year-olds can type and chat. So
why? But I don't understand. Like, where are the safety concerns? Like,
but the parents, if you're out and about, and someone's on their Switch and they're actively typing to somebody else and someone's replying, they have internet access. So that parent then is given that access. They're tethering over their internet connection from their phone. Yeah. Why does that parent want to be given that? They don't need to be on the fucking chat site when they're out and about.
They don't.
But this is these days, you know, like now, you know, like our parents, like I do it, and I'm not talking about the majority of parents before everyone starts sticking up their 2 fucking fingers, but parents these days, young parents as well, they just want, like, you know, us, we would go shop and our mum in the car, or from she's tying up your shoelaces, she's like, when we get in the shop, you don't talk, you don't look at nothing, you don't touch nothing. Do you know what I mean? We was getting that talk and we just had to walk just silent. We was all soldiers, just walk. If you saw your friend, you couldn't even say hi, you just had to didn't know what I'm saying. But nowadays, parents just want their kids to shut up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they won't dash anything.
Have your iPad, have your tablet, have your Switch, have whatever, because I just want you to shut up. Even if when the people are then at home. Parents these days, they are in their phones. They are on, whether it's Teams or whatever, people are working from home now. So if you're constantly now at home in meetings, you want your child to shut the fuck up. Whether you're searching through your Instagram, your Snapchat, your Click, or whatever you said that thing was called. Do you know what I mean? You just want your child to leave you the fuck alone. So you're just like, fuck it, have this. And that's the issue that we're having like now. Like back in the day, our parents weren't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was the few that you had a phone, or you would come home from school and be on MSN or whatever, but the majority of parents weren't like that. Nowadays, a lot of parents are just like, have this screen and shut up because I can't deal.
It's so true. Very true. I agree.
Preach. Hold on, mute someone's messages. PD85 says, I have to say, I used to be tech savvy, not so much anymore. Clearly, she's useless. Brina's baby says, my oldest daughter set up my youngest daughter's Switch, but her account is tied to mine. Okay, you see? The oldest daughter, see what I'm saying? I'll tell you. This one says, my children are showing me things now. Shout out to the No Choose Barred podcast. Shout out to Hoyt. Hoyt says, happy 2022. Glad to see you guys back. Good to see you as well. Make sure if you haven't checked out the No Choose Barred podcast, check them out on Instagram and on YouTube as well. Brina says, yeah, that's too much. She also says, so true, Milan. Again, I have to agree with what Milan was saying there. PD says some parents are just not careful. They don't even pay attention to the age restrictions. Ooh,
Yeah, they
that's a good
don't.
point.
They don't.
Brina says, not
Yep.
gonna lie, I was shocked how quiet my 6-year-old was when she got her Switch. Now you know why she's so quiet, boy. She's on this messenger talk. What's it called? Roblox. If I heard the name Roblox, I would not think it's a messenger service. I would be thinking it's some game like Tetris or something like that. I would not
It
be
is a
thinking.
game. It's a game that you play, but you can also talk. Like, you know, like when you have PlayStation, you can talk to people, but you're still playing the game. It's like that. You're playing
the
your
same-
game, you're doing your Roblox.
Yeah, it's the
One
same with
that
apps
is-
like Among Us, like that you can play,
Yeah.
but then there's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
traffic in there as well.
I'm showing my age. I don't know about these games. This one says, when you play Halo or Call of Duty online, you get children on there that shouldn't be.
Oh,
Very,
wow.
very true. Very true.
See, it
It
all
was-
comes down to parents. Don't allow
Yeah,
them on the
Yeah.
fucking
literally,
shit.
one of my friend's 7-year-olds was. I popped to her house earlier and I could hear him shouting upstairs, and I was
Yeah,
like,
they go on
"What's
back.
he shouting at?" And she was like, "Oh, he's playing Minecraft."
No.
And he was shouting to
absolutely
whoever
not.
on there. So, but I don't know if he plays with my other friend, 7-year-old, and they just play together. But like, it's just scary. It's scary.
Well, look, I know coming up soon, there's going to be a new Grand Theft Auto game coming out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
personally know parents that will allow their fucking kids on there.
Oh, they'll go,
Yeah, yeah.
they'll go and get the game for him and everything and let him go. You know, it's just,
Yep.
yeah. too
That's
much.
true. This
Yeah,
one
too
says,
much-
so
Yeah.
I saw how my
Yeah.
pets are, so I saw how parents get caught out leaving the kids on the device. Okay. And this last one says, Sticky, you need a step because you're such an angel. Yeah, I don't know why about that one. Anyway,
That does not make any sense, Sticky. I think you're just lying.
I would not be lying. Have you ever called me lying?
Lying.
Why you? Right. So moving on swiftly, right, to the second topic. I forgot who's actually going first on this topic. We've got like 40 minutes left to go. Sorry,
It was
20 minutes
me.
left to go. Is it you? Right. Second
Yeah.
topic is, how did you learn about sex? Now, what a bit of context on this, right? There were 2 stories that came up recently. One was with the rapper Jim Jones, and I think he said in an interview that his mum taught him how to kiss. And I think he later, though, to put some context on that, later said that he was just joking.
Lying.
And also, Jada Pinkett Smith, hang on, let me rephrase that. Jada Pinkett Alcina
No.
Shaquille
Oh.
Smith.
No,
Yeah.
Will Smith's wife.
Oh, sorry, Will Smith's wife. Sorry, Kay's right. Will Smith's wife said on a recent interview that her grandmother taught her or encouraged her to masturbate at the age of 9.
I mean, it makes sense with her, really, though, don't it?
I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say that part again specifically. So the Jim Jones one, he later said, look, he was just joking. He said he was just joking. He goes, it was a tongue-in-cheek, he was just joking. Fair enough.
No.
I haven't seen it, and I did see the
Lying.
interview afterwards when he said I was joking. He goes, the guy's not to be serious, he was just playing, which it
Lying.
could be. But the one with Will Smith's wife, as Kay pointed out, she seemed like she was being very serious, saying that her grandma was encouraging her, trying to teach her how to masturbate at the age of 9.
Yeah. That's why she...
Kids.
Anyway, right. So, in for the first part of the question, how did I learn about sex? My mum was very open and very honest with me. I never forget. She took me to the park. We went to this park called Roath Park. We sat there, and she was like, "Right, what do you know?" And I was like, "About what?" And she said, "About sex. What do you know about sex?" And I was like, obviously that's like, how children are made and men are made. She was like, listen, she goes, it's going to be many, many things that are going to pop up in your life. We talked about anal. We talked about blowjobs. We talked about, I remember she asked me if I knew what a rainbow kiss was. A fucking rainbow kiss, guys. And I just remember, I didn't know what a rainbow kiss was. Do you know what I mean? And I just remember sitting there in the park wanting the grass to swallow me the fuck up. And she said, no, Chiddy, I'm going to speak to you. I'm going to be very open and honest with you because my parents didn't do that with me, Chid. And I was very, very naive. She went very naive until, later on in life. So I want to make sure that you know. Do you know what I mean? She went in. And she said, you know, she talked about protection. She talked about, but one good thing as well that my mum did tell me about sex, she said, you need to remember that sex is an exchange. It's not just an exchange of bodily fluids. It's not just an exchange of, you know, she went in. She said it's also an exchange. Once you give yourself to a person, you can't take it back. So you have to be very vigilant about who you, you know, sleep with, who you let, you know, put their penis in your ass. Listen, she went in. She was very graphic, my mum. And this is why I'm just relating to you how she related to me, because I had to endure that shit. I had to listen to my mum chat that shit, and it was peak for me. It was a lot. But I'm glad she did it. Do you know what I mean? When I had to talk with my child, I was not as graphic. I didn't need to be. I didn't feel the need to be. But I just, you know, explained to her, and I also passed that message on, is you need to remember the sex is an exchange of energy. And once you give yourself to somebody, you can't take that back. So, yeah, that's how I learned about it. In regards to Jim Jones, I mean, I'm not judging him, whatever. People are people, and however they, you know, you teach your children about sex, that is totally, you know, up to you. Some people might think it was inappropriate the way my mum spoke to me about it. But I just think sometimes honesty is the best policy. You need to cover all areas or whatever. I don't think we should show our children. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we should teach them how to kiss by kissing them. I don't think we should be encouraging our children to masturbate at the age of 9 or whatever. At the end of the day, your body's natural, innit? The body's gonna do, and the body's gonna want what it wants, and you're gonna do what, you know, human beings do. I don't think you need to encourage your children to do it, because there's going to be some point where you do it. We know Sticky started at a certain age, you know what I mean? And we know I started at a certain age. Milan does a few things here and there. Kaylee doesn't. Carl does. Don't lie, okay? But I don't think we should be showing them or encouraging them or talking to them about that. It's a bit personal. It's a little bit personal. You don't need to go there. It's a bit, you know, but each to their own. If you want to go and kiss up your kids and kiss up your grandkids, encourage your grand, do you? But I don't know. I don't know.
I love how we're all just like here, like really awkwardly shuffling and like shuddering and stuff. Oh, nah.
It's an awkward thing. We should be able to talk about this.
No, but the fact of like this dude saying his like mum taught him to kiss and like your nan teaching you how to masturbate at like 9 is just like.
I mean, I'm not trying to judge, but it did make me feel a bit uncomfortable, you know.
Yeah.
I'm judging him. That's their thing, innit? Maybe his mum was, you know, wanted him to be. Maybe his dad was a shit kisser, and she just wanted him to be able to kiss, but you know, do better. I don't know. I'm trying to see it.
Millie's just vomiting.
I'm trying to see things from, you know, all angles and all people's points of view. I personally wouldn't do it, but if that's what you want to do, go and do you, innit? Just don't do it in front of me. Don't tell me about it. I don't want to fucking know about it.
All disappeared.
let me read some of his messages quickly. Hold on, right? So, Rena's baby says he shouldn't talk about those things, talking about Jim Jones. He says, a woman came to my school and told us very briefly about sex. For some reason, she X'd out the E in the word sex. I don't know why. We're talking about the damn thing anyway. Useless people. And she says, also, honestly, I learned myself. Rena's baby says, my mum gave me an educational book about the human body, which included how babies are made. And so I wasn't bothered at all till I became a teenager. She also says, what's a rainbow kiss? Now, I can't lie to you, right? I was thinking the same thing. I actually never heard of the term a rainbow kiss. So, Chids, you want to enlighten us on what a rainbow kiss is?
A rainbow kiss is when you go down on a woman when she's on her period. I'll be real with you.
Right.
It's a lot,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
And you
know what I mean? I mean,
and you also add in another male fluid also.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
But that's
a
light
bit at the
light
time,
as I could.
Okay.
I love how she went in with that though, Chid. It reminds me, one of my close friends' son is 15. He'll be 16 in June. And basically, she tries to have like the birds and the bees talk with him. It ends in don't rape people. Like she ends up just going like so far into it that she's like she said to his dad now, look, can you deal with this? Because every time I talk to him, I end up basically shouting at him that he has to respect people's boundaries and not to rape people.
But do you know what? That is so true. And I think it's important to talk to men, like your boys and girls. But do you know, especially boys, because you've got girls out here who will do the most, try, turn a boy on and all that, and get to that point and say, oh, no, I don't want to. But then the boy's oversexed and then he might want to, do you know what I mean? You got to tell him, don't be out here raping no one's daughter.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, it's good it's wicked that she's putting it across to him, but she's like, I'm trying to do the serious chat of like, be safe, and if it happens, make sure you use protection, but it literally ends up in like, don't rape people. Like, it just goes like way past the point she's like trying to like nicely make into like don't commit crimes and stuff. So
I hate
let me some
hold
on. Let me read some more. The No Truth Bar podcast shouts to the Hoyt. Hoyt said soul ties are super real because we don't discuss the spiritual impact of sex, to be honest. Okay. As I said before, we haven't already, make sure to check out the No Truth Bar podcast on YouTube and on Instagram. Brina's Baby says, yes, my mum was quite open because she had me at 17 and they want me getting sidetracked. And says, yes, cheers and Hoyt. Shout out to Nadia. Nadia says, hello, gorgeous people. PD says, cheers. PD says, Sticky, don't mess with me today because you're special or something. I don't know. Brina says, okay, now I know something about the rainbow kiss. PD says, Lord, I didn't know that. Never heard of a rainbow kiss. Is this like a Welsh thing or something? Is this like what they do?
No, it's not. It's just filth.
Don't try and blame it on like Wales. You get me? Like, don't try and do that, Stickers. You're better than that. Don't do that.
I've never heard of it. Always other people never heard of it. Nadia says, I had to give my.
That's mad.
I had to give. I've got different strategies actually. I had to give the talk to my sons, which was difficult. Tell us a bit more about that. This one says that's an important message for boys to receive. So about what Kay was saying. Hoyt says, I never knew what a rainbow kiss is. My last bit of innocence is gone.
Me and you need to have a talk about sex as an exchange and spiritual stuff. We're going to do that.
Brina says, a lot of sexual abuse, sexual assaults took place at my school. Ooh.
Yeah.
Boys touching without permission.
Grabbing girls' boobs all the time. Yeah.
I used to pull my boobs out. I had my trousers ripped off me. Listen, it's the most, like, you do that shit now, you're getting locked up.
I'm so glad that I was a mosher in school and nobody actually wanted to be near me apart from you sometimes, kids. I didn't have boobs to grab either, so it was all good.
And then you were sexualized then because you'd have like you. I remember one time they ripped my bra off me and everything, and then this one boy said, "Why don't you just use it to your advantage and just let them feel your boobs? Just charge them £5. Just charge them £5. You'll make bare money." Do you know what I mean? That's a mad mentality to have at that age. I was about 13, 14, and it basically saying make money off your boobs. I think I did a couple of times, but
Well, if you're going to do it anyway, you may as well make fucking money out of it. You go around saying it.
I mean, that's also the whole porn industry.
There we go. Nadia says, there is only so far you can take it as a mother. Brina with Hoyt. Brina also says, it was a lot for me to deal with because I wasn't ready. It was a shock. Brina says, oh my God, shids, G's, KM team. Nadia says, you can't teach a boy to be a man. Ooh. I could only do so much. I used to get violated. Feel sorry for teenagers these days, though they are too scared to flirt. Yeah. Is that true? You can't teach a boy to be a man? I don't know. Don't know if I agree with that as a woman. Don't know.
I mean, look, you set down the foundations, don't you, for them to be a better person?
I mean,
that's like saying you can't just teach someone to be decent. You can teach anyone to be decent human being. It's not like a gendered thing.
You set the foundation and they grow themselves as well.
Yeah, and the only difference between being a boy and a man is the fact that you turn 18 and you're legally an adult. Attitude is attitude at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Yeah.
PD says grown men, see you in uniform and still come after you.
Yeah. They didn't give a shit that you were 15. Come here, babes. They don't care.
Right, we've got 10 minutes left to go. Right, I'm going to quickly get around to everyone. As I say, we've got 10 minutes left. Carl, how did you learn about sex? And I think in fact, I'm not even going to talk about the teaching a 9-year-old how to masturbate, because I think we can all agree that trying to teach a 9-year-old how to masturbate, encourage a 9-year-old to masturbate is, I think we can all agree.
I'm going to say one thing on there. I can imagine those fucked up families, the Smiths, teaching their fucked up kids, because they are retarded, those kids. They ain't right. I can guarantee you they pass down that knowledge. It's fucked. They're fucked. I can't. I hate Will Smith with the fucking passion. Chitty knows I can't stand him. But Jada is another level of fuckery. And I can't. But anyway, back to how did I learn about sex? Well, look, I definitely wasn't told about Adam and Eve, and I definitely wasn't told about Adam and Steve. So I was offended. I had to go and learn this info myself. And I've never had sex with a woman. So look, I've never had to put anything into action. So yeah, it was definitely watching porn or just shit like that.
That's what Sticky did. Sticky watched porn.
Here's what Carl said. I didn't learn about Adam and Eve. I didn't learn about Adam and Steve. Millie, welcome up to you, Millie. Hold on. This one says, you have to teach young girls and boys these things from young. Nadia says, you can guide him, but I haven't experienced what a man feels genital-wise. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're going to have single parents, whether it be a single man or a single woman who raise the opposite gender and can still raise their kids in a way because they know it's like as an individual. So I'm not sure if I agree with that personally, but I get where she's coming from. This one says, from age 13, things got crazy, not in a good way, from teens to grown men. Oh, wow, KMT. Millie, Miss Milan, how did you learn about the birds and the bees?
First of all, I'm like dying over here. Like, you know, like when you're going to be sick and you get hot? That's when I have now. Like, I can't deal. I need to go and stand outside. Like, I am like...
Yeah, you look... Wow. Flushed, man.
God, your purple lipstick's going pink.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. My nose is running and all sorts. The Jim Jones thing, he's capping. Tell you why. I watched the whole thing. You know, if you say something like that, you know, some people have a weird sense of humour. You know, some people have a dark sense of humour. But you read the room and then, you know, you'd normally be like, no, I'm joking. That wasn't it. He just carried on talking on art because she wanted to teach me art and even made an excuse for it, saying, his mum had him when she was young. But I'm sure at the age that she would have been when she would have taught him how to kiss, she would have been the same age as me. Do you think I'm kissing my 7-year-old? Let's not. So anyway, that's that. He's definitely capping.
Yeah, 100%.
We said he wasn't going to talk about the 9-year-old thing. I mean, some 9-year-olds haven't even started their periods, and he was... Anyway, let's just, because it's coming back. It's coming back. How did I learn about sex? Do you know what? I've got a very rubbish memory. I don't think me and my mum spoke about it, which thank God we didn't. I mean, I think we didn't. Because I know how my mum is, and my mum would have been like Chiddy's mum, only she would have done it on the estate and invited all the other fucking kids to it. So let's be glad that we didn't have that chat. I think I just learned from, you know what, I don't know. I was a very good girl in school, so, you know, I didn't engage in all of those activities until I was a bit older. But yeah, I don't think me and my mum spoke about it, even down to like time of the month. I remember when, like, my first ever time of the month, I thought I was dying. I came to school, went into the bathroom, thought I was going for a wee, and it was red. I was like,
dying and bleeding.
She come running in with a pad and a tampon and went, you're welcome. Did I know what to do with them? I was like, thanks, mum, but I was still going to need to go to A&E. Like, I'm dying. Yeah. No. Just have a shower, I'll get you some clean underwear and decide what one you want to use. I'm like, use for what? We need to go to hospital. I am dying. I'm bleeding out. I'm dying, mum. Okay? And this is it. And this is my life. I'm going to die on the toilet. I'm done.
Oh.
She's like, no, Milan, you've got your period. I'm like, what the fuck is a period? Have you even called the ambulance? You don't care about me because I'm here dying. She's like, oh, Lord Jesus.
Oh, Millie.
Oh,
Like,
Milan.
I will come back with clean underwear, pick what you want to use. And I'm still like, I'm in the shower, crying my eyes out, thinking like, this is it. I'm going to die. I'm not going to see school again. I can't be on MSN tonight.
I want to meet your mum. She sounds fun.
Oh, my days.
Wow.
Your poor mother.
When we decided these topics, I was like proper trying to rack my brain of like where I learned, because my mum is like the most prudish person like on earth.
She had sex at one point. She had
yeah,
sex
like
at
maybe
one
like once. No,
and
because
she
she
cooked
was
for
like,
you.
obviously she had me, but like my dad died like fucking 30, nearly 32 years ago. She hasn't been with a man since. Like,
some women are like that though. My grandmother was like that.
I was dating a guy when I was 29, and I went to stay at his house, and she asked me where I was going to sleep.
I'd say on top of him. Yeah.
And
In the outhouse, Mum, at the bottom of the garden. That's where I'll be.
I'm going to sleep in his bed.
like, do we actually have to do this? Are you actually asking me this question? Like,
yeah.
no, seriously, Chids. Like, proper. It wasn't until, like, I am 100% convinced that she thought I was a virgin until basically until I ended up going to the hospital because I had problems with my cervix and like HPV and that. And obviously there's only one way that you can get that. We have never spoken about it. If I told her the magic number, I think she would be deceased. Like, she would actually just die. She would die. She'd have another stroke. She would have another stroke. And it wouldn't be the good kind of like have a stroke yourself. It would be like, I'm going to die. Like, honestly.
God. The magic number, Sticky. You're hearing this, Sticky, I don't know what to say. Kaylee surprises us every fucking show.
Kaylee's mother's fucking Mary
No,
Magdalene.
but it's not that it's even like bad, but you know, like where she's just so naive and like where I had a boyfriend when I was like 15 into like 17, and then I didn't have a boyfriend then until like my late 20s. So like she's so old-fashioned that for her, like, she wasn't even allowed to live with my dad until they were married.
Okay.
They had bought the house and they had to move the wedding like sooner so that they could move into the house because like her parents wouldn't allow them to live together.
That's proper.
Like my mum is like
season 2, episode 1. You know.
Let me read some of his messages quickly. Hold on, let me go these messages quickly before I miss them. I don't know what I kind of think I've lost where I was. This one says, you and me both, and I don't smoke. Definitely learn from porn. That person remain anonymous. This one says, that's the thing, teenage boys watch porn and expect teenage girls to match them levels. But don't teenage girls watch porn as well? I don't know. I'm not a teenage girl and I don't have one and I don't know.
Was watching Sex Federer.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I got the sugar rolls as well.
I don't know what that is. This one says, OMG Milan.
Euro trash I used to watch.
Yeah, that's...
remember Tarrant on TV as well?
Yeah, Tarrant on TV. That was naughty.
I was going to say, I forgot to say, where I actually remember learning stuff about like periods and sex and stuff was buying, do you remember More magazine?
Remember More? Oh
yeah, and they used to do like position of the week and stuff, and sometimes I remember having a booklet that was all about like all of that kind of like stuff, and I remember like having to like, I used to fucking like tuck it under my mattress, like the further side over my bed.
Found that fucking
well, I won't tell you what I found in her room once. We'll save that for another time.
So she's not so much of a prude then.
This one says, I can't focus on Brina. Everyone's laughing at Kay. Kay's had lots of laughs. This one says, I wish I did that, got the ring and house first. This one says, yes, it affects the girls too, Sticky. This one says, yeah, I used to watch Euro Trash as well. I remember Euro Trash. Lulu. Nadia says, everything is sexualized these days and so accessible. Yeah. Brina says, a booklet. Yeah, I don't know what booklet you guys... I remember More Magazine. I do remember More... I remember that. I do remember Position of the Week. Now, I wasn't reading More Magazine, okay? But I just remember it from back then that, used to be Position. I said, ooh, what's this? No, seriously, in them days, I wasn't really doing much, you know what I mean? I'm not, I didn't have no magic number. I had no magic, you know what I mean? Them days, I was still magicless, you know what I mean?
Oh, we didn't have the gay times back then, sorry.
There we go. We didn't have that either. I don't even know what that is, but yeah, I mean, I see the way Carl looks at me sometimes as well. But Carl, my name's not Eve or Steve, okay?
Definitely fancy you.
I'm not Adam or, was it Adam or Steve?
All on there. All on there.
Dreads, man. It's the dreads.
He looks like a good Steve. He looks like a nice Steve.
Brina says, see, now that's why I insult Brina every week, right? Brina says, I don't remember More Magazine. Now,
Brina.
To put this into context, right? Brina's Instagram handle is Brina's 80s baby. The key part in that is 80s baby, right?
Even Milan.
I don't remember More Magazine.
And Sugar as well.
If Milan doesn't remember More Magazine, hold on. If Brina doesn't remember if Milan doesn't remember More Magazine, I get it. I get it because yes, that would make sense. Milan was looking at, I don't know, Smash Hits or something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
No, Smash Hits.
Smash Hits. Yeah, Smash Hits was sick.
Brina's 80s baby should know More Magazine.
80s. Yeah. She's an 80s baby. I don't know. From time she didn't know Little Man off the bat, like that's Sticks. I don't know. Sticks. I don't know.
All credibility is gone. She says I have a bad memory. She says I'm thinking hard.
That's true because she is an 80s baby. She's got a bad memory because we all got bad memories now.
There you go. PD says I was actually a late bloomer. Never watched Eurotrash or any of the others mentioned. Oh my goodness. This getting worse and worse.
You was trying to say at 8 o'clock. Yeah.
I don't believe Peely on that one because I've made some naughty posts on Instagram that I like and I see that she's in the like sometimes. So Peely, don't try and play Miss Innocent. Yeah, I never come for Peely because I adore her, but I'm coming for her tonight, She's lying. She's naughty.
I don't blame you. Chicks, I'm with you on that. If I be, I'm wearing a Johnny. Wait, I was watching that today. She says she remembers More Magazine. Brina says, I'll Google it after and see if it triggers anything. You may not want to do that. Incognito mode, okay? We're going to Google them sort of things on incognito mode. Peter says, poor Brina. Oh, man. But guys...
I need to smoke. Bye.
Yes. It is that time. It's been an hour. So it's probably time we say our goodbyes. And thank yous as well. So thank you again for everyone who got involved. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Remember, it's the first show back. Hold on. Cheers. This one's for you. This message is for you. This one says, it's laughing emojis. It says, don't bait me up, Chits.
No, really, I had to though, because I seen a couple of things and I'm laughing and I'm thinking, when you think, oh, stop it, she's like me. I can't wait. Yeah, she's brilliant. Sorry, Peely. Peely's an angel. She doesn't like naughty posts at all.
You know who else is a dark horse? And we might have read that today. It's a young lady that's got a yellow background. I ain't gonna say no names.
Stick, why are you lying though? Like that you actually only just realised it today?
Listen, right? I am open to a lot of things, and I'll chat about it. But this girl, yeah, she knows and does shit that none of us have done. Yeah, she's
got magic numbers.
I haven't charged people to touch my boobs yet, but it could be in the pipeline. Pipeline.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, Kay, that you said, and I was like, shit, then. I did not know what to do with myself.
It's all about, like,
very alternative,
open,
like, very alternative. Let's just put that up there, okay?
That's a good word, actually, okay? Very alternative.
Yeah, but honestly, like, if you met me on a normal and you didn't know me, like,
No, I would. You are that person. She's that person. She's so just like, you looking at the
Skank.
she does. She
Skank.
does shit behind closed doors.
Carl, I am offended. Do you know, like
Skanky ho. Sorry.
my
Big hands. Don't forget big hands as well. Big hands. Got big hands.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's gonna get pregnant by a horse this year. Oh,
Frank, what's his name? Frank?
guys, we gotta take it off because, like, how are we gonna one up this show next week? Like, how's it gonna happen? Starting off 2022 with a bang, guys. It's been great.
Time out.
Literally.
And on
We read
that
this
note-
one. Brina says, I'm going to change my name, so she's no longer be A's baby because she's useless. Nadia says, lost seeing you guys. So yeah, good. But again, thank you all for joining in. Thank you for getting involved. We'll be back next week, Wednesday from 9 o'clock. We'll be on time next week. We had a slight delay today, but we'll be on time. I won't mention any names. I really won't. But yeah, first episode back. Isn't it, Milan?
Why is he saying that, though? Why?
Season
Don't forget
2,
to like.
episode 1.
Yeah, I didn't. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend, all right?
I'm good. Don't worry, Mills. I got you in it. It's
I
fine.
didn't say no names.
You didn't have to.
I didn't say no names. But yeah, so until next week, see you all later, all right?
Bye, guys. Love always.